Obviously, Ethan, you came on loan to the Ospreys
Yep.
and impressed enough to get a contract. But why did you want to stay?
What do I want to say? I think the club's heading in a good direction. I think the stuff Toby's doing here is working really well, and there's a good group of boys here. And I'm just excited about what's to come for this club. And I just sort of resonated with the place. It's pretty similar to home, and I didn't feel too far away from home, except for obviously not having my family here. But other than that, it's been good, and I felt welcome. So, yeah.
Players like Alan Jones, Justin Tipuric, Dan Lydiard, it must have been a big draw for you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just world-class guys. Like, you know, been on several Lions tours, each of them, and like just and in my position as well. Dan Lydiard especially, someone that I would like to build my game around. And so to be here and to be able to learn and just even watch them, the standards they have that they never compromise on is just like, yeah, it's living the dream, innit? Yeah.
Ospreys have a big New Zealand connection. Were you aware of that?
No, I knew Jerry Collins had been here, but other than that, I didn't really realise how many Kiwis and really good high up there Kiwis had come over. So big boots to fill.
Jerry Collins, a hero.
Yeah, definitely. He's very similar to Jerome Kano. He's just a guy that knows that jersey inside and out, and produces those performances week in, week out when he puts it on. And for me, that's kind of what I aspire to be. The big, physical, dominant player on the park that everyone's afraid to run at, everyone's afraid to tackle.
The United Rugby Championship now includes 4 big South African teams.
Yeah.
New Zealand has a history of playing South African teams, but obviously you didn't play against them. But how exciting is that as a challenge?
Yeah, I didn't have the pleasure, but it's very exciting. Obviously, they bring a bit different style of game to, and they're going to make this competition that little bit more exciting. And obviously, the tours over there will be really cool and a new experience as well. So I think the whole competition on a whole is going to benefit from it, and it's going to be a great experience for myself and the boys.
You're a pretty strong rugby background, mate, but you had that moment where you went and did something else. Tell us about that in terms of the martial arts, cage fighting.
Yeah, so before I started playing rugby, I did a bit of martial arts under Steve Oliver in New Zealand, and I took that pretty seriously for about a good 3 years. Earned a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and competed in World's Trials and Pan Pacific Championships and stuff like that, and had a few cage fights as well. So yeah, it's just something I fell in love with and I would have kept doing. But interestingly enough, I didn't have the opportunity to continue on that path, and it's led me here. So yeah, everything happens for a reason, doesn't it?
You're being modest there, mate. You're a New Zealand champion, right?
Yeah, for a period there, yeah, and Pan Pacific champion as well. So yeah, there's a few medals going around, but they all get changed hands after the year anyway. So
what did you find attractive about cage fighting?
The intelligence it required to play to do it. I think the perfect way to describe cage fighting, especially jiu-jitsu, which is my main form of martial arts that I trained in, was like human chess. That's like the perfect description of, you can just imagine someone does one move, you reply with your own move, and it was a really, you can be a brute about it, but you won't get far in the sport. And it intrigued me. And yeah, like I said, we ended up doing like 8 hours a day training, or 6 to 8 hours a day training, because we just loved it that much. And it's a really good culture down there. It's a big family environment, so it was really enjoyable. The whole family was always down at the club. So yeah.